surely is going to be a bit more circumspect on this first lap.
Careful through the left-hander here, cool tyres perhaps. They all saw the mistake that Morelli made yesterday. Got to keep it easy, feather the throttle, a couple of riders.
On board now with Brian Uriarte. This is how you do it in Rookies Cup.
Here we go then. Wow, Morelli takes the lead then from Carpe as they send it through. Rush 95, no plan B. Leads the way, does Lightning McQueen.
Yeah, and he's got the 83 of Alvaro Carpe, the pole man, on his tail. There's Brian Uriarte.
Yesterday, another podium finish for him. He won the second race back in Mugello. Really, such another star, much like Brian Uriarte. Peroni sits
fastest part of the circuit. In fact, it's up to 217 kilometers an hour, 135 miles an hour in sixth before you flick it left here, back to third gear.
Fact that Morelli, he's off like a scalded cat there. A good few bike lengths back to Uriarte. As you say, he knows he can't let the Argentinian get away. He was sensational to take the first missed the fact that Morelli, he's off like a scalded cat there. A good few bike lengths back to Uriarte. As you say, he knows he can't let the Argentinian get away. He was sensational to take the first, just a bit slower than what they were putting in qualifying already.
And that no one had a lead like that yesterday, did we? We had a couple of bike lengths lead from Moodley, but no one got that 4 or 5.
Battling for third, near enough all the way to the line, but he's bogged down a little bit behind Dodo Boggio here for the moment in 8th place.
He said he missed the gear on that final lap yesterday. That really scored now at the 51 of Brian Uriarte. Brilliant stuff. Those onboard camera shots are absolutely superb. You can see that's the back end of Carpe. And then
a good few bike lengths, but how much do they close in on him there at Holgerheide, one of the fastest sections of track that we visit on the entire Rookies Cup calendar. They've certainly caught him back up now.
And 11th and 12th place, I think, at one time.
I absolutely love watching the difference in riding styles for both Alvaro Carpe and Marco Morelli. Morelli's so old school almost. You could put him on a 250cc. Alvaro Carpe right behind him, leaning off so far, you could almost get his chin down.
Right, and Salmello, one of the second yesterday, back into 6th place ahead of Veda Pratama. Let's see if Hakim Danish of Veda Pratama.
I think I've got a reason why that is, Peter. Yesterday's pace was relatively slow in comparison to today. If I'm not mistaken, from the time of 144.9, I don't think they really touched that in this one. But they're already low 144s, which is not far off the qualifying pace.
Right, that's right, and it's something that Brian Uriarte managed that pace. Obviously, it's a very different race than yesterday.
So they weren't no one was doing a low 144 yesterday, basically. So the fastest lap, Salmella, 143.9.
Moodley is at the back of that group there, and just looking at having a bit of a struggle to hang on at the moment. Let's hope he can do it. He's really he's lost the slipstream that far back. This is the second place group, and it's
I've got a theory, and it's just been proven to me looking down the PDF. Why is the pace so hot? Morelli's still in the race. He was the only rider yesterday putting a 144 flat in the race. He was riding near enough all on his own, caught that group after he crashed. Who's up front leading the way? Here he is.
Good thinking, mate. Good thinking.
Not just a pretty face, me, sometimes.
Right.
Sure, but tyre wear will be a factor in this race.
Yeah, and we just seen Daniel get a track limits warning. And as you say, the pace is hotter, the radiator. You just saw a day glow thing wafting around. What the thing is that these guys, if they think the engine's going to be too cool and the temperature is low, they'll put some tape over. That's what one of them did. Didn't see who it was, but in this lead pack, somebody did that just a few corners ago.
And of course, before we had the introduction of the new Pirelli tyres, we had previously seen in Rookies Cup races a bit of a break, bring the others all back into the fray.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, but Hakim didn't feature in the front yesterday, did he? He was, there and thereabouts.
Exactly.
But he wasn't quite there. So he's got back with that group. I feared he might be dropping off the back of them, but he's right there on the number 11 machine in 6th place.
Maybe
Salmella, new race lap record. My goodness.
Well, that is actually quicker than they did.
So there is still the leader, and he's pretty much led all the way, hasn't he, Morelli? He really, he got away, but he's been unable to hold that advantage. He is now being slipstreamed by Carpe.
You're looking at a top 6 of riders who are absolutely chomping at the bit for it.
Who wants it the most out of those guys? Yeah, and just while we're watching these Super 6 guys, it's ENT in the UK, it's viewable in America America as well, and it's going to more and more countries. So please take a look at the Red Bull Rookies website and see where.
And the helmets come off.
So look for Born Racers.
Here we go then. So, Ruche Moodley and Brian Uriarte just at the back of this group then, as we were looking at that replay, something must have happened. The pack, off the back of this group I should say.
Ebb and flow, I think, at the moment. Let's just, you know, as we've said, Moodley was determined not to get punted back as he did before. But Moodley and Uriarte aren't a lot slow. It is just fractions. It'll be interesting to see just how it unfolds. We're now 7 laps remaining. We've just gone past half distance. There's Uriarte's got...
Loving to speak to them after the race to find out what really went on, because Morelli, my suspicion is it's him who's just absolutely pounding it out there and just basically saying, lads, if you want to
back of Somella, so they have gained a little bit. It'll be interesting to see. It was the fastest, his own fastest lap of the race so far for Carpe last time. When they come round this time, let's see who's setting the pace.
There's only two-time winners so far this year. It's Brian Uriarte, who of course got his second victory of the year yesterday, and Max Quiles, who got a victory in first round
in the first 7 races. So it is still Marco Morelli that leads quite handsomely now across the start and finish to with there'll be 6 laps remaining.
Frustrated perhaps. He's running a little bit wide. He's really trying to catch him up.
I mean, you know absolutely that looking back at Moodley and Uriarte, there's no way they are holding anything reserved.
Yeah,
that's right, it is. And Morelli is just superb. I hope I don't curse him like this.
I know, I'm being cautious about what I say because I don't want to scare him away.
Yeah, that's right. But you know, how to turn your weekend...
Limits warnings there, potentially coming in for the likes of Peroni and maybe even Morelli, who seem to, the Argentinians just cutting the chicane there. Won't spoil it, but that did decide part of the result in MotoGP earlier on, so you have to watch that as well.
I hadn't noticed him doing too much, but he's really got to watch that.
Yeah, you don't want to be getting a track limits warning. As you say, Uriarte doing as much as he can, but he's not really making, then makes it stick. Very nice indeed.
Yeah. And you know, I wonder what, you know, Morelli's doing this superbly. I wonder what Carpe and co are learning behind him. You know, because this he has turned the wick up.
That's
now this is quicker. What we want to see. This is what's going to make it really exciting now. Surely he's got back onto the turns and all new corners to go.
He's on the prowl and he's picked off Peroni already. What can Uriarte do? Your series leader, the number 51 yesterday. He momentarily joined MXGP, doing a bit of grass tracking there. Then he had a big front end tuck, which he managed to save through sheer luck and a bit of skill, as he would attest. But here he is in 4th place then.
Pada seri keempat, para pembalap Red Bull Rookies Cup melakoni 3 sesi sekaligus, yakni Free Practice 1, Free Practice 2, dan ditutup sesi kualifikasi. Pada sesi Free Practice 1, Veda Ega Pratama menempati posisi ke-12 dengan terpaut gap 1,604 detik dari Rico Salmela. Rico Salmela mencatatkan waktu tercepat di sesi FP1 dengan 1 menit 45,345 detik. Catatan waktu Veda Ega membaik di sesi FP2 dan menempati posisi ke-11 dengan catatan waktu 1 menit 45,920 detik dari total 10 lap yang dijalani. Veda Ega kembali memperbaiki catatan waktunya di sesi kualifikasi. Sayangnya, pembalap asal Gunung Kidul itu gagal tembus ke 10 besar dan harus puas di urutan ke-12 dengan 1 menit 45,317 detik. Dengan demikian, Veda Ega akan memulai race 1 Red Bull Rookies Cup 2024 di sirkuit Assen pada urutan ke-12. Sementara pole position diraih oleh Alvaro Carpe yang mencatatkan waktu 1 menit 43,858 detik disusul Rico Salmela dan Brian Uriarte. Rider muda Veda Ega Pratama, pembalap berbakat dari Indonesia, siap kembali menggebrak di Red Bull Rookies Cup 2024 yang akan berlangsung di sirkuit Assen, Belanda pada tanggal 29 hingga 30 Juni 2024. Pembalap muda Veda Ega Pratama telah menunjukkan performa yang sensasional di seri-seri sebelumnya. Penampilannya yang gemilang ini mengantarkannya ke posisi di 10 besar klasemen sementara. Di Assen, Veda Ega bertekad untuk tampil maksimal dan meraih kemenangan pertamanya di musim ini. Sirkuit Assen terkenal dengan tikungannya yang cepat dan lurus panjang, yang cocok dengan gaya balap agresif Veda Ega. Pembalap muda Veda Ega Pratama terus bersiap untuk tampil di ajang Pekan Olahraga Nasional Si Aceh Sumatera Utara 2024. Berbagai persiapan terus dilakukan Veda Ega Pratama di sela-sela kesibukannya menjalani musim balap di Red Bull Rookies Cup 2024 di Eropa. Disinggung peluangnya tampil di PON mendatang, Veda yang pernah merasakan persaingan di ajang olahraga multi-event terbesar di Indonesia kala berlomba di Papua tahun 2021 silam mengaku, akan menunggu keputusan dari pelatih terlebih dahulu. Jika di ajang PON mendatang dirinya masih menunggu keputusan dari tim pelatih, apalagi di ajang RBRC. Veda bertekad untuk bisa meraih hasil maksimal dan memberikan kebanggaan bagi Indonesia di ajang internasional. Pembalap motor andalan dari Indonesia, Veda Ega Pratama, kian bersinar terang di Eropa. Pada seri keempat kejuaraan balap motor Red Bull Rookies Cup di sirkuit Mugello, Italia yang dihelat Minggu, 2 Juni 2024, Veda Ega tampil cukup mengesankan. Pada race 1, Veda Ega Pratama finish di peringkat kelima dan race 2 finish di posisi ke-8.